Hey guys, today I'm starting a YouTube channel all about dogs. Nay. So the basic when he doesn't get his ball. Welcome guys, welcome to this different setting. My name is Kirsten. It's still the same channel, just a very different house, different room, and we have some dogs in the background that you might see and or here. But today we're not going to talk about dogs, we're going to talk about skincare ingredients that I personally avoid and the reasons why I avoid them, because you might want to avoid them too. Let's get started. First of all, I avoid essential oils because my skin is damn sensitive and essential oils are really prone to irritate the skin. And especially like lavender oil is being used in lots of skincare products, but also for perfume they're sometimes being used and my skin just can't handle them, and that's why I am avoiding essential oils. Then kind of in the same line is fragrance. Fragrance, also called perfume, and you never know what might be in it. It could be essential oils, it could be lots of synthetics. Synthetics are not necessarily bad or whatever, but because you don't know what it is, it could be highly irritating to your skin. Personally, I also don't like it when companies try to make a scent that like everyone will use, because most of the time perfume in skincare is just way too intense for me and I don't even like the smell. So I always opt for a fragrance-free option if there is one. However, perfume might not be on the ingredient list just as perfume. Some other examples of ingredients that are being used for fragrance but aren't included sometimes, and sometimes they aren't, in the fragrance perfume ingredient are citronol, linalool, citronelle, lols at the end. But it's not lol for your skin, okay? At least not if you're very sensitive. Another skincare ingredient that I personally do not like is a sulfate. Besides it being irritating to sensitive skin, it is also possibly a carcinogen. It's carcinogenic. And I think that is reason enough to just skip that ingredient. A lot of times when products advertise that they're sulfate free, they're also paraben free. And the reason that I avoid parabens is because they can mimic estrogen. If you do not know, estrogen is one of the female hormones, and why would we want something that imitates hormone? I think a lot of women will agree when I say that we already have enough hormonal imbalances in our lives and we do not need some ingredient in our skincare to try to imitate one of our hormones and then maybe cause even more acne or whatever it might cause. So especially for me, as I have hormonal acne, I don't want something that influences my hormones even more. I have no idea why it's in there. Then the next ingredient that also starts with a P and is very hard to pronounce is a phthalate. Phthalates, I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong, but phthalates are used to either keep plastic very bendy, or it is being used to make a fragrance or perfume last longer. Because I'm avoiding perfume anyways, and I don't want something that also keeps plastic bendy on my face, I'm good. I don't need your phthalates. Another ingredient that I avoid and is again very hard to pronounce is Phenoxyethanol. Phenoethanol, I think. This is an ingredient that I see many times in all kinds of different skincare and beauty ingredients. There's not just one reason why I'm avoiding it, because I'm just going to read it from my notebook, but it has a lot of impact on your life, including affects red blood cells, kidneys, respiratory tract, and your thyroid gland. Again, it's just, why is that in our products? In case you're wondering where I got all this beautiful information, besides watching a lot of YouTube videos on skincare, I have recently read the book Low Tox Life, which I will pop on the screen somewhere. And that goes into all kinds of toxins that you can avoid in your skincare, for example, but also in your household supplies and cleaning products and whatnot. Also, a disclaimer that I am not a skin expert whatsoever. I have just a big love for skincare, and because I am struggling myself, I just like to share this knowledge and my opinion with you and hopefully help you with whatever kinds of issues you might have. The next ingredient that I am going to discuss is called Benzophenone. Benzophenone is another ingredient that I personally always avoid. Why? It's possibly disrupting your hormonal system. And in which products you might find this, I hear you ask? UV protection. So always go for a benzophenone-free product and definitely a mineral sunscreen, if I can just say that. next product is Triclosan, however you want to call it. This ingredient is mainly found in face washes, acne gel cleansers, stuff like that. The effect it has on your body is it can damage your thyroid gland and also your gut. And as with most ingredients that I've already spoken of, but also the coming few, it's just this never-ending circle that, like, okay, you treat your acne by, for example, Triclosan, and in return it affects your gut, which could potentially inflame your acne even more, and just like the cycle never ends. You just keep going with new ingredients and your skin gets more inflamed every single time. Just wanted to dump my thoughts on you. Next ingredient is benzoic acid / sodium benzoate. This ingredient can cause eczema, and especially for people with dermatitis, which is a horrible issue. I am very happy that I have so far not experienced it myself. It can really inflame with dermatitis and eczema. You know yourself, if you have sensitive skin, just don't do it. The next two ingredients that I want to get into are alcohols. And alcohol is, I mean, we all know alcohol. And mainly in skincare it's being used because then other ingredients can just easily mix with each other and then it's a stable formula. Alcohol obviously also dries your skin. So for example, I always find it very funny when you have a moisturizer or a body lotion that also contains alcohol, like, why? Obviously, if it has enough glycerin or other hydrating ingredients, it's not that bad. And especially maybe if it's a wash-off treatment that your alcohol is in, there's no real issue. However, if you have a dry skin, just try to avoid it because it can only make it worse. It's most of the times not just called alcohol, it's also called obviously like ethanol, stuff like that. And that's the next ingredient that I want to tell you about, because butoxyethanol is also a skincare ingredient that is used in products. I'm not even sure what exactly butoxyethanol is supposed to do in your skincare, but I know that it is being used as a car coolant. Do I want that on my face? No, thank you. Last but not least, we're already at the last ingredient. This has been a very fast video. What are microbeads? Well, if you have a product that claims to have a scrubbing effect, most of the times those scrubbing particles are microbeads. In most cases, these microbeads are made from plastic. Nowadays, because obviously we're all hating plastic, fortunately more and more brands are switching to a more sustainable kind of microbead. However, if you know that, for example, you have maybe a shower gel with this scrubbing effect, or maybe just physical exfoliant for your face, which I'll get into later in a different video, but physical exfoliants aren't the best. Go for a chemical exfoliant. Besides the fact that you don't want to rub your face and your body with plastic balls, obviously when you're scrubbing this, you're doing this either in the shower or with warm water, and with warm water, plastic leaks dirty chemicals. We don't want them in our body. We don't want to put them back in the environment. So go and check your shower gel and see if it has any kind of microbeads. As with all the ingredients that I've already mentioned, just with microbeads, before you buy any ingredient, always check the ingredient list. I am that obnoxious person who will take 5 minutes and go and read ingredient lists in the supermarket or at the pharmacy, but mainly online. I buy everything online. The time that you invest in reading those labels, it pays off in the end. It's so much better for your health, it's so much better for the environment. So I hope that you found this video very informative and that you will take your time reading those labels in the future. If there are any ingredients that I have not mentioned and that I should know, that people watching this should know about, there's like slime from the dog everywhere, put them in the comments below. Don't forget to share this video, like this video, and subscribe to my channel. And also like this video because of Joseph. He's a very cute pupper. And see you next Wednesday for a new video.